afternoon. I'm so glad that you could be here today for this momentous occasion. The Allen Superior Court Family Relations Division and its community stakeholders, many of whom are behind me today, have come together and developed a domestic violence problem-solving court in the family law arena, which we believe is the first of its kind in our state. We started meeting as a group of stakeholders in August of 2022, meeting about once a month to talk about the development of the new problem-solving court. In September of 2022, our court sponsored a domestic violence seminar so that the attendees could learn about domestic violence and its impact on children and families. We heard from a domestic violence survivor and about her story to health and healing. We also learned from the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence 2021 annual report that since the COVID-19 pandemic has arisen, there's been a 181% increase in domestic violence-related homicides in our state due to unemployment, underemployment, social isolation, alcohol consumption, and gun violence. We also learned that there have been an 87% increase in calls to 911 centers related to domestic violence. I've been a judicial officer in our court for 28 years, and I've been seeing domestic violence cases that entire time. And so I convened a blue ribbon panel of stakeholders to develop this new court. When we started meeting, we knew that it was important to come up with a mission statement because that would guide and inform our conduct. The mission statement of this court is to reduce the risk of violence by empowering survivors and assisting those who've engaged in acts of domestic violence by providing resources to achieve a safe and a healthy family. We worked really hard over the course of the last 6 months to develop this problem-solving court. We completed an application with the Indiana Office of Court Services. In February of 2023, we met with them and provided our plan to them. They asked us questions and we answered them. We received the awesome news in February 23rd, 2023, that we were provisionally certified as a problem-solving court. We are so excited about this awesome opportunity to provide services to survivors and perpetrators of domestic violence and their children in new and innovative ways. It's going to change the landscape for children and families in our community. I want to take just a few minutes now to tell you a little bit more about how the domestic violence court in the family law arena will operate. In order to be eligible to participate in the court, you must be a parent, guardian, or custodian of a child who's been found to be a child in need of services. You must be willing to acknowledge that there's been an act of domestic violence that occurred in your life, or that conditions are such in your life that there's a potential for an act of domestic violence to occur, that you might have some mental health issues, or there might be some stressors or other concerns that could lead to acts of domestic violence. You must be willing to participate in the domestic violence problem-solving court. You can't be a participant in any other problem-solving court. And you must have the approval of the domestic violence problem-solving court staffing team and the judge overseeing the problem-solving court. There are 3 phases to this 8 to 24-month program. In the first phase, the participant will focus on getting assessments to determine what their needs are and what their strengths are. They'll be having court appearances that will occur on a weekly basis. Survivors of domestic violence will be connected with a domestic violence advocate if they wish to meet with one, who will help them connect with resources, help them obtain an order for protection if they need one. I see that Chief Judge Jennifer DeGroot from the Allen Superior Court is here. She and I have been in discussions about how our 2 courts can partner in order to assist with the process of petitioning for orders for protection. In the second phase of the domestic violence problem-solving court, participants will appear on a bi-weekly basis. The goal of this phase will be participating in the services that were recommended in the first phase of the process. By the way, along the way, participants will receive incentives and sanctions for their participation in the court. Incentives include things such as verbal praise from the staffing team, a letter from myself, the judge overseeing the case, complimenting them on their positive progress. They may receive care cash where they can purchase gift certificates, kits, gift cards, and other necessary items for their families. They will be able to move up to the next phase of the program, and then ultimately graduation, which is what we're all shooting for. As far as sanctions go, sanctions could include a participant being required to write a letter of apology, receiving a verbal admonition from the court, a contempt pleading being filed alleging noncompliance with court orders, and the ultimate sanction of termination. Those are just some examples of sanctions and incentives. In the third phase of the program, the goal is focusing on maintaining stability. So participants will have an opportunity to demonstrate that they have stable and suitable and safe housing for themselves and their children, that they have financial and other resources to sustain themselves beyond case closure, and that they are continuing to comply with and participate in and benefit from the services that are called for in their plans of care, treatment, and rehabilitation. When they can demonstrate those things, then they will be certified for our graduation. At graduation, they will receive praise and accolades. They'll hear from an inspirational speaker and will have an opportunity to mingle with the people that they've been meeting with on a regular basis on kind of a different level. I think it's going to be an inspirational event for all who are concerned. That completes my summary of the genesis of the Family Domestic Violence Court and how it operates. But I do want to acknowledge the presence of all of our stakeholders, many of our representatives from our stakeholders groups who are here. They include the Department of Child Services, the Allen County Office of Guardian Ad Litem CASA, the Allen County Public Defender's Office, the Allen County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Amani Family Services, the Boys and Girls Club of Fort Wayne, the Bowen Center, the Center for Nonviolence, the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Phoenix Associates, Quality Counseling, SCAN, the Women's Fund, the YWCA, and the Fort Wayne Police Department. I thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time. Any questions? I have to say again, I'm just so excited about the opportunities that this will offer for children and families in our community. It's really a groundbreaking initiative that we worked really hard towards, and we're so proud of. Any of the stakeholders have any comments that they wanted to make?
From a service standpoint, we would like to say that we are thrilled. As a service provider here in Allen County and Region 4, we are thrilled to have such an initiative. We have been doing domestic violence services before, but not to the extent that we would like because of the issue of domestic violence and the nature of it. We are very thankful to the court that they're giving us this opportunity to fully work with our clients to a time that is going to be needed for the families and even beyond services. So thank you.
We really believe that the frequent court appearances will actually be helpful for the families because it will cause us all to feel like we're a family, regular oversight so that if they have any questions, problems, or concerns, there's not too much time in between hearings for them to kind of spiral and come and run into some issues. We can solve their difficulties that they're having right then and there. So the first phase, we meet with them on a weekly basis for court appearances. Second phase, bi-weekly. Third phase, every 3 to 4 weeks. Any other comments that anyone wanted to make? Yes.
Do you have any data on the frequency of domestic violence in the county, arrests, any of that kind of data?
We do have an expert. She's one of the people that we relied on, and she actually provided us those statistics from the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence report. This is Ms. Cassie Beer from the Women's Fund.
Right, we do have data specific to our county. We know that the national average for domestic violence is 1 in 4. In Allen County, it's 1 in 3. We know that we average a little over 10,000 domestic violence-related police calls every year, just to the Fort Wayne Police Department. That's not even the county. That's just the police department. So.
And she presented those statistics to us at that September conference that I told you about. So it was really a comprehensive conference where we all learned from other people's experiences and about the data, and it was just a great opportunity for us to come together and learn and grow as a community.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Cassie.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments from anyone? All right, well, thank you so much for coming, and I'm glad to have had the opportunity to share this new and innovative program with you. We will apply for regular certification within the next, we have to apply in 6 months. So we'll stay tuned to Chapter 2, and we'll be able to tell you more about the great things we're doing as a group of stakeholders and as a court. Thank you for coming.
The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library.